Beyond the Listing. I'm Christi Paul with 3 News.
And I am David Ayers with the agency Cleveland, and we are thrilled to be bringing you a brand new show spotlighting some of the most remarkable properties throughout Northeast Ohio and beyond.
And beyond being the key word there, because this is more than just floor plans and closing prices. This is about how we live, the places in which we spend our time and our money, and the communities that we build.
Each episode, we're going to be taking you inside these incredible homes and neighborhoods, really showing you what a unique place this is to live. And today we are starting in one of the most iconic areas of all, Bratenahl, right here on Lakeshore Boulevard.
Yeah, this area used to be for the most prominent business leaders in Cleveland, and only a handful of these estates still exist and remain. But this one has been completely reimagined for modern living.
From the incredible chef's kitchen to the 8 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms, not to mention the multiple entertaining spaces and the lake views, this 21,000 square foot mansion really, it blends the historic charm with contemporary design. Now, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Chrissy, I cannot wait to take you inside and show you how they pulled it off. Come on. Okay, Christy, come on in.
Oh my gosh. This is extraordinary.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Look at the walls. I mean, look at the lights. Are those original?
Yes, all the sconces were gilded.
I can't believe the way the old is meshing with the new in this place. I would walk in here and not have any idea.
Well, that's a good point, because that is why I have our friend Rob here, who's going to talk to us about design and particularly how these owners were able to bring the Gilded Age into the 21st century. Christy, this is Rob, who is my go-to for all things design.
How are you?
I'm great, how are you? Welcome to Moynage.
This is just beyond anything that I can imagine. And I'm looking at it wondering, I want to do some of this in my house.
You know, what the owners did here was they married old architectural style with clean, classic furniture lines. They've also brightened the ceiling a little bit, the original plaster ceiling, put in a modern light fixture, and lightened the rug as well.
A lot of people have, even in smaller homes, all the dark wood and things that you don't necessarily want to touch.
Right.
You're saying light and dark is the way to make that happen and merge now with then?
Absolutely. Even the wall coverings in here are so subtle and light, just to brighten the space. Christy, look at this kitchen.
It's heaven.
Isn't it?
It's just heaven.
Isn't it? This is the biggest transformation I think we've seen in the space, in the whole house.
It's so light.
It's so light, it's so bright, it's perfect for today's family. You know, we have double islands, 48-inch range, oversized refrigerator, freezer, walk-in pantry behind you. I mean, they really thought of everything.
Well, and speaking of pantry, they did keep the original butler's pantry, which is incredible.
Yes, how could I forget? The original butler's pantry, it was completely restored.
Oh my gosh. Wow. This is the basement?
Isn't this amazing?
Like, I think this is one of the big triumphs of design in this house, right? I mean, the owners were able to convert what was really a storage basement from 1899 into this unbelievable entertaining hangout.
I mean, the texture that this brick gives this space is...
It's unmatched.
It's unmatched. It can't be recreated.
Well, and also they put it against the wallpaper, which I think is really smart.
They did. The pattern of the wallpaper plays really well with the texture of the brick. And even, you know, the bar top features some texture to it, which is really unique.
I am already so inspired by what I can do in my own space.
Absolutely.
With what I'm seeing that's been done here.
Absolutely. There's so much inspiration to be taken away from a beautiful home like this.
I know. I mean, anybody can do it. Let's make it happen.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Christy, every design choice here really, it brings this home from the past into the present, and it really honors, I think, the history that's inside these walls.
It is stunning. And honestly, I think a lot of people would be surprised to learn that this is right here in Cleveland, because it shows just how much this city has to offer. Speaking of that, by the way, there was so much buzz when the agency came to Cleveland. I mean, this guy, you had a career on Broadway, you did real estate in New York. What brought you to Cleveland?
Yes, I loved my time in New York. It was amazing. It's the greatest city. But I think that after years there, it's like I realized there are places like Cleveland, which, by the way, is like the best kept secret ever, where you can raise a family, amazing quality of life, diverse neighborhoods, great food. And I guess the team at the agency also saw that too, because they saw it was a place worth investing in.
It so is, and we're so glad you figured that out. That's exactly what we're showing you on Beyond the Listing. I mean, this is just the beginning, really. Coming up, we have a very different kind of lakefront home that you have to see.
Plus, we are headed out to the country to tour a stunning horse farm and a one-of-a-kind Airbnb that offers a true taste of farm life.
Yeah. Stay with us. Beyond the Listing, just getting started.
Now, this home may truly define the phrase $1 million view, but we know the Lake Erie shoreline offers so many different kinds of homes and communities.
Gosh, it's so true. And just a few miles east in Fairport Harbor, I met a woman who took the idea of a lake house to an entirely different level. She restored a 100-year-old lighthouse and transformed it into a one-of-a-kind summer home.
From the outside, it's a bit of a mystery. A lone structure, painted crisp white, its bright red roof surrounded by the swells of Lake Erie.
This building really belongs to the community. It's a symbol of Lake County.
But step inside the Fairport Harbor West Breakwater Lighthouse, and you'll find it is filled with stories, and even a few hidden treasures.
This is original to the lighthouse. There are 3 levels of cast iron stairs.
Each step connecting 100 years of history and keepers who lived there to the woman who now calls it her summer home. Owner Sheila Consul is captivated by its craftsmanship.
We could not manufacture these today. It would be too expensive and too difficult.
Restoring this 5-story, off-the-grid landmark was no easy feat. It once had no power, no running water, and the only way to get groceries? A half-mile walk.
So I bring my groceries as much as I need for a day or two in a backpack. Doesn't sound terrible until you realize it's about 4 inches of sand.
It's a labor of love that began 14 years ago.
I love historic preservation, renovation, and I wanted to find something unique on the water, and I heard that the government was auctioning off lighthouses.
In 2011, she won the bid. Ever since, Sheila's returned each summer from Washington, D.C. to Fairport Harbor, preserving what time and weather had worn down.
This one was very large and had not been lived in 60 years. So it needed everything. It needed, utilities, paint, furniture, appliances, kitchen, everything you can imagine. It had been completely stripped.
Bringing the century-old structure back to life took years of hard work and a little creative vision.
This brick is exposed really because the plaster was just falling off the wall. People pay a lot of money for this. Restaurants pay a lot of money for this. Yeah. So I like to call it lighthouse industrial faux.
I love it.
It took 70 gallons of marine-grade paint to revive the exterior and 90 more to cover the interior's 5 levels, which include 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a kitchen, dining, and living space.
These walls are what are called stamped plaster. So they put plaster on here and then stamp it to look like subway tile. So when I did the shower, I made sure to do the white subway tile to match that.
And at the very top, the views from the Widow's Walk are breathtaking.
This is just peaceful.
It is very peaceful.
But this isn't just a home. The lighthouse still functions as an active aid to navigation.
There's a couple of important things up here. Of course, the beacon, which is in the lantern room, that's now a modern beacon. It comes on every night at dusk, goes off at dawn. There's also a National Weather Service weather station up there, and you can see real-time weather information. And then there's our foghorn. The foghorn still does work.
Did they give you a heads up?
No, they don't.
They don't. So you could just be cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes off. Yeah.
But it's not always foghorns.
Oh, they're having fun.
Great Escape.
The Great Escape. It's kind of like you.
Yeah.
Your Great Escape
Great
from
Escape.
DC to Ohio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
An annual escape Sheila relishes because while she may be the keeper of the lighthouse, she considers herself to be a steward to the people who love it.
And it's sort of the ultimate summer home. I mean, it is stunningly beautiful here in Northeast Ohio, in the middle of Lake Erie. It's a fascinating place to be in the summer and just watch how life works here. I hope it will be here another 100 years, and I hope what I have done is to keep it going and keep it available for the community.
What an incredible transformation. I mean, you can really see how much work she put into that property.
And I'm telling you, the community is so grateful that she's there and taking care of it too. So listen, we're going from lakeside living now to equestrian estate. Our next property takes us to the rolling hills and the quiet beauty of Chardon. You're going to find an unexpected slice of luxury living.
Welcome to this absolutely extraordinary horse property on 33 acres right here in Chardon, 9050 Menor Road, and I cannot wait to show you everything. Follow me. This Instagram-worthy farmhouse has been completely reimagined from the top down, and I mean, nothing has been left untouched. Walls have been blown out, floors redone, mechanicals, absolutely everything, and it is one of a kind. There are so many incredible design features in this entire house, but one of my favorites is this three-dimensional tile that they used on this fireplace. It's like a warm, fuzzy cable knit sweater that you just want to put on. And all of the mantles and fireplaces are super unique. The bedrooms are extraordinary. The baths are incredible. This is the owner's suite. It has 2 closets, 2 bathrooms, and a 2-story bedroom with a view that you can't beat. Coming up to the 2nd floor, this place just keeps on surprising. You think farmhouse, oh, you know, quaint, cute, cozy bedrooms up here. Yeah, right, check this out. Look at the sheer volume of space in here. And there's one exactly like it on the other side. But the thing that these owners did that I think makes this property stand out amongst everything else that we've talked about is they took the old windows off, they completely blew everything out and bought the largest residential windows you can in order to bring the outside in. This is the best part of this property. You have multiple pastures, this incredible horse barn that we'll show you, miles and miles of trails, an outdoor riding arena, and a toy barn for things like this. But the best part, you have your own private beach. Follow me. And all of this just 30 minutes to downtown Cleveland. And that's one of the things I love most about Northeast Ohio is there are just so many beautiful places to call home.
Oh my gosh, what a pristine setting. I mean, that is a true escape. But then it has such great access to everything you need around it.
It does, no doubt. And it's truly an incredible estate. And it's also no surprise that it sold literally in 24 hours on market for $2 million, which is, I think, a real testament to the real estate market that's been going on here in Northeast Ohio in the last several months and in the last several years. But things could be heating up even more, according to experts. So let's check in and see what buyers and sellers can actually expect.
Hi, this is Shireen Shackelford. I'm your resident mortgage expert with Cross Country Mortgage. So, what's the truth about interest rates? The Federal Reserve actually meets about 8 times a year, sometimes more depending on market conditions. They're also the ones who establish and set the federal funds rate. So what actually drives interest rates to move up or down? There's 3 key factors. The first one, inflation. When there's high inflation, the cost of everything is more expensive, anywhere from groceries to borrowing money to buy a home. When there's low inflation, you'll see that interest rates will generally decide to cool and come down. The second driver, economic growth. In a strong economy with low unemployment rates, people are spending more money. In a weaker economy, rates often come down to encourage more borrower spending. And the third item, global factors. The main two are supply chain disruption and international conflict. So with fall right around the corner, is right now a good time to buy? The answer is it's always a great time to buy real estate. Once interest rates begin to drop, there will be more and more buyers that are in the market, driving the cost of homes up. So if you find the perfect house today, that's perfect for you and your family, don't hesitate. Should the market fall and interest rates improve, you can always look to refinance into better terms. Fall has some really unique advantages as well. Homeowners who list in the fall are often more motivated to close before the holidays. So if you're a buyer, it may give you more room to negotiate. Bottom line, rates are not predictable. What you can control is getting pre-approved, talking with a loan officer to see what you qualify for, so that the second the home that you want is available, you can make an offer and make it yours.
So coming up, our time on the farm is not over. We're heading to Amish country, where one family turned a really unexpected structure on their property into an inviting and income-generating space.
And later, a whole different side of Northeast Ohio real estate, one with a touch of celebrity. More on that when Beyond the Listing returns. Welcome back to Beyond the Listing from what used to be the grand ballroom of this incredible estate. Now, real estate is more than just buying and selling homes, right? Short-term rentals have become a thriving economy all on their own.
And one of the biggest appeals for short-term rentals is going someplace really unique. So how does a converted grain silo sound to you? Yeah, I know you want to go stay in that. Well, let's go to Navarre, Ohio. Check it out.
People comment on how quiet, how peaceful it is back here.
Navarre, Ohio, the gateway to Amish country, a place of small towns, rolling fields, and farmland. A grain silo fits right in, but a luxury Airbnb?
I know to begin with, he was not sure. He's like, people are just not gonna come. I told him, I said, they will come.
And they did. Since opening their modern farmhouse retreat 2 years ago, Mary and Wayne Miller's Amish Country Silo has been booked solid.
Last year, I know we were at like 82% occupancy rate.
It's like lower 90s right now.
We've been really fortunate and busy with people staying here. It was surprising to me, but it was like people are actually looking to have an experience like this.
What began as Mary's dream of running a bed and breakfast has become a rustically luxe hideaway, a cozy loft with a king bed, full kitchen, and a spa-like bathroom, plus an outdoor space with a fire pit and hot tub. But getting here took work and imagination. This silo once stored corn and soybeans on a farm in Indiana until the Millers gave it new life.
I think it was just over a year from the time we did the excavating, poured the concrete, until our first guests stayed here. So we ran into a lot of custom things we had to do that we didn't really think about when we were planning it, but it was like, okay, now we have to do this, so we just kind of figured it out.
The showpiece? That ceiling. Every board cut to size, each one hand-placed.
You know, some guests sleep in, but the ones that are early birds, like they lay in bed and they comment on the sun shining in here and on the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. That ceiling is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things about it.
The Millers say investing both their time and their money has more than paid off.
For us, we enjoy hosting people and giving people an experience, so we both like meeting new people. So it's always interesting to kind of know their story and why they ended up staying here and where they are in life and just the journey of it. Those are the things we enjoy by having people here.
Today, it's relatively easy to manage, but they credit the silo's unusual features for its success.
I think it's the design and the experience, because when we were scheming and thinking about a short-term rental or an Airbnb, we were both like, we don't want just something normal, like not something you can get everywhere else. It has to be unique.
And while they're just a half hour from the Amish country experience, for many guests, the true escape is found right here.
But I think a lot of people also just I mean, they'll spend time out here on the patio around the fire.
I think that's
the
what
hot
most
tub.
people do is just relax.
Country living at its finest.
No doubt about it.
Wow. I mean, you would never think something like a grain silo would be that warm and inviting. It's a really creative way to reimagine a space like that.
Oh, it really is. Much like this space, I could get used to this theater room. In fact, you're showing us another home with quite the theater room that also has a celebrity pedigree attached.
Plus, we are going to be showing you one Northeast Ohio neighborhood that you should keep on your radar. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Beyond the Listing. We're so glad to have you here. And David, you as an agent, I have to believe probably get asked one question in particular most often, and that has to be, what are the hottest and most up-and-coming neighborhoods?
Yes, all the time. And obviously, look, it depends on what a buyer's looking for, their wants and needs. But when you look at the data, definitely there are areas that are growing, expanding, lots of sales. And speaking of that, let's go to someone who actually has a lot of insight on that.
Hi, I'm Kelly Mahoney, Realtor with the agency Cleveland, with your market moves. Today's focus, the next generation of buyers and sellers. When Gen Z is talking real estate, they're not just talking about buying a house, they're talking about creating a lifestyle. Gen Z is the first fully digital generation, and they're bringing that same energy and mindset to home ownership. They're tech savvy, they're value driven, and they care. They care about community, they care about walkability, and they care about authenticity. Gen Z now is making up 14.5% of Cleveland home buyers, which is above the US average of 13%. And in the Cleveland-Elyria metro area, that number is jumping to 22%, putting us in the Midwest top tier. Cleveland's median home price sits around $185,000, which is far lower than the coastal cities, which means Gen Z, well, they can actually afford to buy here. Now let's talk neighborhoods. If Gen Z had a leaderboard in Cleveland, it would look like this. Number 1, Ohio City. Walkability to restaurants and breweries and coffee shops, and there's even co-working spaces. And the architectural history, it just can't be beat. Number 2, Tremont. Artsy, foodie friendly, and just minutes from downtown. Number 3, Detroit Shoreway, Gordon Square. Creative energy, lakefront access, and indie theater vibes. It's clear, for Gen Z, real estate isn't about a white picket fence in the suburbs, it's about connection. Connection to community, to experiences, and to values. And Ohio City checks those boxes in a way that very few neighborhoods can. But heads up, Cleveland home values have risen 15% in 2024, so the affordability window might be getting tighter. It just might be time to make that move.
Ohio City is so fantastic, just one of the places that's getting some real national attention, in fact, here in Ohio, because after all, there's that rumor that Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce might want to be looking at a home around here. You know anything about that?
I do not, but I can say that attention has really put a big spotlight onto how many incredible properties and estates we have here in our area that would be perfect for a celebrity A-list couple like that, including this one right here.
Oh my gosh, I know. And speaking of that, there's another celebrity connection house that you had something to do with. It is fantastic. Take a look at this.
Today we are in Richfield, in one of the most talked about homes in all of Northeast Ohio. It's been on everything from Zillow Gone Wild to Homes.com. And no, it's not just because it's absolutely incredible. It's because it has a very, very cool celebrity connection. And this is our last chance to take a look at it before the new owners move in. Follow me. The amount of volume and light is absolutely extraordinary in this property, and everything is very open, from the beautiful dining room to the sitting room to this gorgeous chef's kitchen, which is perfect for entertaining and hosting. The house has 5 bedrooms, and they're all beautiful. The owner's retreat is worth checking out. The bedroom is very expansive and it has this gorgeous coffered ceiling. but it is all about the bathroom. Now imagine waking up every morning to this beautiful 5-star luxury hotel experience. I mean, look at this shower. No property of this magnitude would be complete without a gorgeous home office, but I did mention a celebrity connection. Any guess who practiced free throws every day while they were living at the house? None other than Shaquille O'Neal. Also, Darius Garland filmed his famous New Balance commercial here, and word has it, The Miz shot his reality series here. And here we are at the club level of the house. Can you imagine sitting here with a drink watching Shaq shoot hoops all day? Unreal. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So much more. You have your very own spa, so you can get yourself centered before you walk over and crack open a bottle from the temperature-controlled wine room. Come over to your very own catering kitchen, make yourself something to eat for the greatest date night of your entire life in your very own home theater. Sounds pretty good to me. I don't know about you, but if I lived in this house, I would literally never leave. And don't worry, no, I'm not going to shoot a basket. Thank you for joining me. I can't wait to see you next time.
Oh my gosh, there have got to be so many stories to tell from that house.
No doubt. And it closed in July for $2.4 million. And I have to say, the folks that bought it, they couldn't be having a better time.
Of course not.
Speaking of good times, this has been so much fun doing this with you, seeing these incredible properties, hearing these stories, and we've really only just begun to scratch the surface.
There is so much more to explore, and we can't wait to share that with you. I mean, it is such a special place to live here in this area, and we hope that you find things that we get to show you, that we get to see, that you can incorporate into your own home, even if they're just these itty-bitty ideas. I know I'm gonna take some of those home with myself if I can, but thank you so much for sharing your time with us. We are grateful, and we can't wait to see you for the next Beyond the Listing soon.